Hello everyone and welcome to my first Warmachine and Hordes battle report. In this game it will be Menoth versus Trollbloods. My friend's 50-point Menoth list consisted of the Warcaster Testament of Menoth. His battle group was a Reckoner and he had an attached Hierophant. He also had a min unit of Choir, a max unit of Temple Flame Guard, and a max unit of Exemplar Bastions. He decided he wanted to try out the Exemplar Bastion Seneschal and Jack marshalling the Vanquisher, a unit of Knights Exemplar, a max unit of Exemplar Vengers, the mercenary Rupert Corvolo, and then finally a unit of Rax. My 50-point Trollblood list consisted of the Warlock Hunter's Grim. His battle group was a Storm Troll, an Impaler, a Blitzer, and a Mauler, with an attached Trollkin Runebearer. I also had a max unit of Pig Burrowers, which I tend to call Digmies, a max unit of Fenblades with an Officer and Drummer attached, a Fellcaller hero, a Trollkin champion hero, the minion Swamp Gobber Bellows crew, and a single Feralgeist. This game was played using the Steamroller 2013 packet. We rolled the scenario Rally Point. Control points are earned by destroying the enemy's effigy for 1 control point, dominating your own zone for 1 control point, controlling your enemy's zone for 1 control point, or dominating your enemy's zone for 2 control points. First to 5 control points or a Warcaster kill wins. We played with tournament standard 10-minute timed turns with a 5-minute extension. In our deployment, my friend won the roll-off and opted to go second, allowing me to set up first. After both sides were deployed, I had looked at the table and already saw a problem. He had deployed his Vengers on the opposite side of the Fenblades, making my hope of using their hard special rule to mitigate their impact attacks and halting their advance through my lines difficult. This was going to take some effort to correct. As a side note, at the time of this photo, my friend has not received his Bastion Seneschal, so he will be proxying it by the red, black, and silver Bastion Incinerator in the middle of his deployment zone. Trollbloods turn 1. Almost everything runs in a general direction forward. Grim puts Mirage on the Fenblades to give them some extra placement and speed in the next turn, pushing them up, but kind of keeping them central to figure out what the movements of the Vengers is going to be. After conferring with my friend on what was in his deployment zone had magic, I decided to push the Feralgeist towards the zone on my left. His Temple Flame Guards, having no magic attacks, would not be able to remove the Geist from the contesting it for a turn or two, allowing the rest of the army to push towards what I expect to be his advance into his zone and in the middle. Menoth turn 1. Almost everything runs. He puts Vashan Bale on the Temple Flame Guard unit, dominates the objective, shifting it to his zone on his left. Rupert puts Dirge of Mist on the Temple Flame Guards as well, putting them to a very troubling defense 18. The Choir chants Passage, also known as No Shooting My Stuff. Trollbloods turn 2. My Burrowers spend their activation going underground. After the fellow callers give the Fenblades Pathfinder, they run across the table, spreading out as a screen for my army, and potentially contesting the Vengers from controlling his zone. Feralgeist moves into my zone, just tying in inside the forest on my left to contest any possible movements into that area. And the Storm Troll takes some shots at the Vengers, and in an interesting turn of events, the Lightning Arc does more damage than the actual initial shot. But I'll take what I can get. Menoth turn 2. The Vendor shows the Storm Troll how it's done, as 2 of them charge him down. Another 2 work on the Fenblades, while 1 Vendor decides to stay behind for safety. The Bastions charge in, 1 is out of reach, and the other kills a Fenblade, and the rest of the Bastions form a wall of armor in front of the caster. This is a sign of somebody who's been on the wrong end of a dig me pop and shoot before. Rupert gives the Temple Flame Guard Pathfinder, who then shield wall and advance, killing another 2 Fenblades. The Knights Exemplar run around, and I lack to notice the one that's shifting to the far right of the screen, getting into position to do bad things to my Feralgeist next turn. Choir chants Passage on the Jacks, again leaving my Blitzer with only wishes that he could turn his gun on them. Trollbloods turn 3. Fenblades, Mirage, and Vengeance, killing a Venger and 1 Temple Flame Guard, though sadly between the 2 different movements and the free attacks, I ate up 5 minutes, putting me into position where I was going to use my extension this turn. Digmies pop up, but with the positioning of the Bastions and my own Fenblades in the way, I'm forced to get no movement out of them, and with the Giant Wall of Armor, get no shots on the caster that I was hoping for. Between the Fenblades damage and the Digme shots, I was able to clear the Vengers, save the 2 in the far back. Grim pops feet, which sadly was poor timing on my part, seeing as I popped it after the Digme shot and not before. Dropping a mage sight in the forest, I try to apply mortality to the Temple Flame Guard, but with their defense 18, it just won't stick. I end the turn taking a pop shot with the gun, allowing the Mauler to take a free charge in his activation on the Temple Flame Guards. Crump drops a trap, choking a potential charge, laying to my caster, and Mug takes a shot with a knockdown gun at Avenger, but misses. They all reform back behind the Blitzer. Swamp Gobbers lay down smoke, blocking line of sight charges from the Avengers to my caster. Mauler and Champion Hero charge Temple Flame Guards, and the Knights Exemplar, killing a few. This turn was played poorly on my part, and was probably the biggest pivotal moment where I really messed up. The clock was ticking away at time, I had too much I wanted to do, and I just not enough time to do it in. And I guess what I'm trying to get at is let this be a lesson for any of those of you out there. If you're going to be playing in tournaments where time turns or even death clock is going to be involved, get some time on a chess clock or smartphone. The more you get practice with those tools, the more you'll get used to having that time clicking away and not feeling you need to rush. Menoth turn 3. Choir chant passage again. The Bastions, the Avenger, and the Reckoner clear the zone of all the Fenblades but the Drummer. Vanquisher puts a shot into the Digmes for some burning fiery pain, killing some and leaving 2 on fire. Temple Flame Guard work on the remaining Fenblades and also do a CMA onto the Champion, dropping him down to just 1 box left. Rupert gives the Knights Exemplar Pathfinder to finish off the Champion, take a good chunk out of the Mauler, and then the last little sneaky guy on the right to cause my Feralgeist. All in all, my friend capitalized on my mistakes and played an amazing round that could have easily earned him 1 control point if only that last Fenblade Drummer would have died. But more importantly, he put some real hurt on my army, and I need to find a way to pull this back from the jaws of defeat. Trollbloods turn 4. Runebearer chants Harmonious Exaltation on Grim. Impaler gives Far Strike to Muggs. Muggs tries to take an extended shot on the Avenger to knock him down, thereby giving the Blitzer line of sight to put some slug shots into the Reckoner, but sadly the knockdown gun misses. Grim hits the Temple Flame Guard with Mortality, making snacking easier for the Mauler. Crump drops a trap to choke charge lanes. The remaining Fenblades attack the Temple Flame Guard to no effect. The Mauler snacks on 2 Knights Exemplars, but with Ashen Veil up, he was unable to snack on the Temple Flame Guard. The Fellcaller charged in, getting 1 more Temple Flame Guard. The Fenblade Drummer is still alive, keeping my friend from gaining 1 control point again. Digmes go to dig, but before they go underground, 1 burns up. These little guys are my last-ditch effort to snatch win, as my army is now at my opponent's mercy. Menoth turn 4. Testament of Menoth starts the turn by popping his feet. 1 Bastion goes for the Blitzer, dinging his armor plates a bit. The leader keeps him in formation while the others make a wall around the caster, waiting for the Digmes to return. 1 of the Avengers charged the Blitzer, putting more damage into him. The Choir put Battle up on the Warjacks, and the Reckoner finishes the Blitzer off. Knights Exemplar charge the Mauler. 1 takes a big chunk of health, the other 1 misses. Temple Flame Guards take out the Runebearer and the Fellcaller. With his zone finally cleared, my friend was now sitting at 1 control point to 0 his favor. Trollbloods turn 5. We forgot to get a shot of this turn, but it really only consisted of 1 move on my part. He had Avengers and a Reckoner prepped to kill my Impaler, and the rest of his army to kill my Mauler, removing my transfer targets. And then his second Avenger and Bastions ready to kill Grim. Everything was riding on the Digmes. They popped up, but with a wall of Bastions in front of them, they had to move up the board to get line of sight on the caster. 1 dies to a free strike from a Choir in the process. Once in position, I have 4 chances to put damage on the caster, and all 4 missed. After all was said and done, with nothing in either zone, he would have got his 2nd and 3rd control point, and would have gotten 4th and 5th control point in his turn. If that was not enough to win the game, we both realized that Grim was dead to rights, so we shook hands and called it an enjoyable game.